We would like to thank our sponsors of the Coaches Show. Top Rock Construction is a full-service dirt work construction company, offering bulldozers, track hoes, skid steers, and other equipment. They are proud supporters of the Bearcats. We would also like to thank H Brand Land Management. They offer forestry, mulching, land management, septic installs, and general dirt work, as well as the Baywash Car Wash and U Lockett Storage. They are both conveniently located at 205 North Marrow. They offer hot water and self-serve options. U Lockett also serves as a storage option in 3 locations between Mena and DeQueen.
Good evening, everyone. We're back with another Coaches Show. I'm Jem. I'm here with Coach Bentley. How's it going, Coach?
Hey, it's going real good. How are you?
Good, Coach. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to ask about, first of all, what's your overall thoughts about the game?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great win for us. Lamar's a good program, done a really good job in this conference the last several years. And, we thought we'd make it a little interesting there before the half. We got a big lead and then gave up that lead, and they came back and tied it right before half. I was really proud of how our kids responded to that. There's a lot of different ways the game can go after something like that happens. But, man, I was really proud of the way our kids were talking to each other, self-talking to themselves, and how they responded to their coaching, and came out in the second half and really did a good job controlling that game and getting a good win for us. And, again, can't ever complain about being 5-0 and being 2-0 in conference. So I'm proud of them.
Thank you, Coach. So I'm just going to ask about the offensive and defensive line, because it seemed they did a really good job.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that's definitely sets us apart right now. I mean, in high school football, if you have a really good offensive and defensive line, you can really set yourself apart, and we have that right now. We have a lot of guys who have played 3 years of football who have grown up playing and getting that game experience, not just the practice experience, but the game experience. And so really, really proud of our offensive and defensive line. I think we play harder than a lot of other teams as well too. That's one thing I've noticed when I go back and I scout for an upcoming game. I see how hard other teams play, and I feel like our defensive line and our offensive line just work extremely hard every single snap, and so causing a lot of havoc on defense. Really progressing on the offensive line, getting up to second level blocks and whatnot, and doing a really good job. And like I said, they're experienced. They've been there, they've done that, and now they're reaping the benefits of all the game experience they've gained over the last 3 years.
Okay, sounds good, Coach. So I'm just going to ask about, lastly, what do you think about the both ends of the game, like us and Lamar?
Yeah, so like I said, I mean, I think, that was really a tale of where we felt like we were in control for most of the game, and then for that last 4 minutes of the first half, we kind of gave it back to them a little bit, and it kind of serves as a wake-up call for us too, that when you play a good team, which Lamar is, and a well-coached team like they are, and they proved up to that point that they were going to not fight and they weren't going to go away, you have to stay on your toes. And I think there's a lot of lessons to learn from that, and again, just something for us that playing 2 really tough teams right out of the gate of conference with Pottsville and Lamar, and then going into Ozark tomorrow. It's something for us that really those are important games. It was an important win for our goal of being a conference champion, hosting a home playoff game and whatnot, and it's a really good win in front of our home crowd.
Thank you, Coach. So let's talk about the Ozark game. Are we ready for the game after a big win in our home?
Yeah, so that's a good point, a great point. Ozark's a really tough place to play. So, you get over there's a lot of rich football history at Ozark. Coach Burns does a great job over there. He's taken them to a state championship, and they're jumping back in the 4-4A conference as well, just like we are. And for a number of years, they kind of, ran that conference and won the conference championship. They didn't lose a lot of games, and we were able to get them in 2020 and then win it. And then now we're kind of coming back at the conference at the same time. And it's somewhere that, really if you want to be a conference champion, it kind of goes through Ozark. And so, there's a lot of other good teams too. Dardanelle is having a great year, and Clinton as well too. And we already talked about Pottsville, Lamar, Waldron, Dover are much improved and doing stuff too. But at the end of the day, you want to achieve those goals of being a conference champion. Going over to Ozark and winning a game, takes you a far way. So tough place to play. Very well coached. They do a lot of good things. Great size, great physicality. On offense, they do a really good job of giving you a lot of different looks and making it hard for you to get a line. That's the big thing. They like to get you out of position and then take advantage of it. And defense, they're going to fly around and try to out-physic you a little bit there. So tough football game, but, we're going to do everything we can to put ourselves in position to win. And we've had a great week of practice, and we're excited about that challenge.
Absolutely, coach. So I'm just gonna ask about what we should do different than Lamar game to be successful in the Ozark game.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just said it's consistency. We've got to be consistent. We consistently have to be able to make plays and take advantage of the opportunities that's given in front of us. We're flying around with the football very consistently as well too. We have to keep that up. We have to keep the ball off the ground, keep the ball out of their hands, and keep it in our hands. We have a dangerous offense. So the longer we can keep the ball in our hands, we're diverse as well too. We can hurt you on the ground, we hurt you in the air. So I think consistently we have to be a little bit more consistent. And we're getting there closer. We still really haven't played our best football yet, and we're winning games and we're doing them, at a pretty good clip. So that's exciting for us too. We haven't played our best football yet, and that means we hope that it's going to come sooner than later. And then when we do, you better watch out.
Of course, thank you, coach. So lastly, I'm gonna ask about how was team's motivation about the game.
Yeah, they're definitely motivated. There's some history there, with Ozark too. When these seniors were sophomores, they a lot of those kids were starters, and so they really overachieved with that group, and we made the playoffs that year and had to go over to Ozark and play a playoff game, and they definitely got the better of us, in that. And then again, it's Mena and Ozark have a pretty good history there of football, so the motivation's there. They know that they really kind of want to. They know what happened the last time they played Ozark a couple of years ago, but they also know they're not the same football players. They're not the same team. They're much more developed than what they were then. So there's definitely a motivation there to rectify what had happened a couple of years ago, and the motivation they have, of course, to keep chasing after that conference championship and that home playoff game.
Of course, thank you so much for your comments, coach. So come and support our Bearcats tomorrow at 7 at Ozark. Go Bearcats!
Go Bearcats! Thank you.
Again, we would like to thank our sponsors of today's show: Top Rock, H Brand Land Management, and Baywash Car Wash U-Lock Storage.